but it is also blindingly bright this close to the equator. Zoe and I have been here for just over a week now, and I've learned something very important, that taking a camera to paradise is actually a bit of a nightmare. The sun, as good as it is, it just wants to massively overexpose your shots. The wind wants to ruin your audio, and the ocean is just waiting for you to drop your shiny new Action camera so you can then watch it sink to the bottom forever. So this trip I've left the massive bag of 50 cheap plastic accessories at home. You know the ones I mean, the $9.99 bargain from Amazon that claims it is full of hundreds of useful accessories, but in fact they're only classing 17 different shapes of that 3M sticky tape and 26 different thumb screws as accessories. This is the no-nonsense guide to the only 3 things that you actually need to capture memories on a holiday like this without annoying your wife. Speaking of which, it's the morning and I should probably go and make Zoe a coffee before she starts telling me off. That's no good. I'm going to move out the sun. My laptop's shouting at me because it's getting too hot and I can't see a thing. There we go. Much better. Right then, problem number 1, the sun. Now, if we leave this camera on auto settings out here, which I will because the auto settings are the best, and you can watch my video on how to set those up after this. I'll link that in the description down below. Those auto settings do mean that the shutter speed on this thing will go through the roof to compensate for the bright light that we've got out here. And that is just going to give you that jittery, hyper-realistic security camera look, which I don't think looks very good. Now to solve that problem, we have these little gizmos. This is an ND filter, and think of this like sunglasses for your lens. Now I'm going to quickly switch over to the Action 5 now and show you what I mean here. Right, so without the filter on and the camera in full auto, to my eyes at least, this looks too much like there isn't even a hint of that natural look in motion blur that we see with our own eyes. But if I pop on the ND32, because the sun is very bright here, so I've gone for the max level I've got, it's going to force the shutter speed back down to something a little bit more normal, which can help to add back in a bit of that natural motion blur, which we see with our eyes. And then suddenly it now doesn't look like such cheap footage anymore. It actually looks like a clip of you belly flopping into the pool when you're trying to show off to your grandchildren how to do a swan dive. So if you buy one thing for a beach holiday, make it a set of these filters. Otherwise the sand, it will just look like a white sheet of paper, and your other half isn't going to thank you for making them look even more pasty than when you left home. Now these ones, the ones that I use, these are super affordable too, so if you drop one in the sand and scratch it, you haven't blown a big chunk of money, and you can still afford that bottle of pink Tattinger to impress the missus when you get into resort. The link, that's down below, so give these a look, see what you think. Okay then, problem number 2, follow me. The next problem we've got then is the wind, which we have no control over. Don't worry, the audio is going to get much better than this in just a second, but just go with me just for a second. The mics, the inbuilt mics on the Action cameras these days are superb. They really are very good, but when it comes to being out on the Indian Ocean in 20-mile-an-hour winds, the audio is not that great. So how do we fix that? Well, stay there just a second. With one of these little gizmos. Now, I'm hoping the audio is a little bit better than it was, because we've also got the little wind muff on there. Sorry if I'm shouting too much. I can see the audio meter clipping. I'm just going to move a little bit out of this just for a second. There we go, hopefully that's better. Now, definitely worth investing in an external microphone if you can or you want to, just to get that little bit extra quality worthwhile on there. And the best thing about the DJI ecosystem is just like the Apple ecosystem, everything just works and talks to each other with no fuss. That also means, and the bonus to this as well with this little camera is I can have 2 of these connected at the same time, and I don't have to have an adapter plugged into the camera in order to do it, which means the waterproofness of the camera remains intact because the doors remain shut. Bit of a bonus. Right, let's get last little wind test. I got 25-mile-an-hour winds blowing right at me, and I hope this should be pretty good. Problem number 3, gravity. This camera is waterproof, but it is not buoyant. And if I drop this off the edge of the infinity pool into the Indian Ocean, it's gone, and I am far too old and not in very good shape anymore to want to free dive 20 meters to fetch it. Also, diving isn't jet skiing or boating, so I'm not going to do it. So you need one of these, and this floating handle costs less than 20 quid, but it will save you losing the best part of £300. That is what we call good maths. Plus, it is much easier to hold than the tiny camera body when you're trying to look graceful swimming, which I am also not doing because it isn't jet skiing or boating. Right then, DJI Action 5 Pro floaty grip jet skiing test thing. Additional camera to capture the action, and Zoe's still struggling to come in. 2 cameras. What are you giggling at? She's going for it. Go on. 3, 2, and how about now?
I'm in.
She's in. Right, I'm going to throw you this pole. This one. That one. You ready?
Yeah.
Just let it sink in the water.
Okay.
And floaty pole, orange handle so we can see it. Leave it there, leave it there. See it bobbing? Alright, the bonus feature I was talking to you at the beginning about. Now, nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to be the guy setting up a tripod at a nice restaurant. It's just going to ruin the vibe. Also, trying to capture that sunset time-lapse from a jaunty angle is always a challenge, unless you have one of these, a small gorilla pod. This one, it just happens to be a Joby, and it can take up to about 1 kilogram in camera weight, if I remember correctly. It's subtle enough that you can capture your breakfast vlog experience. Zoe eating her island pancake. Tucking into your pancake. How's your pancake?
Really
What
nice.
is it? What is it? An island?
Maldives Island. He takes requests. You could have anything.
What about a shark?
Sharks, turtles, fish. He was doing a dog. He's doing love hearts with people's names on. You could get a T for Z.
No. And versatile enough that you can attach it to a random spot on the jetty without it falling into the water, because your floaty handle won't be attached to it.
If Tim's not boring you too much and you're getting something useful out of this video, click on subscribe and give it a thumbs up.
I swear she steals the camera sometimes without me knowing it, but yes, what Zoe said, if you're finding this useful, you're getting something from it, then please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, or if worst case, just watch it all the way through, because that seems to be the only thing that YouTube worries about at the moment. Alright, let's go back to the good stuff. Now look, you can go onto Amazon and buy those 50-in-1 accessory kits for a few quid, but don't. They're all plastic and they're just going to snap the first time you use them. Trust me, I've done it and they're all junk. So to get the most out of your action camera, whatever version you have, you just need to do 3 things. Control the light, control the audio, and if you're near water, make sure it's able to float. And that's it. Now I've put the links to the specific bits that I've used today in the description below, mostly so you don't buy the wrong ones, but you can also research which ones you think are going to be right for you. Okay, it looks like Zoe's finished working, so I guess that means it's time for us to go and enjoy a cocktail on the beach. While we do that, watch this video next, where I'll talk you through the auto settings that work best with the DJI Action 5 Pro, the 4 and also the 6. And as ever, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.